Hi, it's Alaska Granny. Can you imagine life without the dollar? I recently made a video about hard times are befalling so many people. They don't have any money saved in the bank. They don't have any ability to try to save more money because bills are going up, insurance is going up, everything is going up except wages. The cost of so many things. Inflation is nearly out of control, even though the government tries to tell us that it's low. If we go to the store, we see how it affects us and we realize it is a problem. Things do cost more. Property taxes are up, insurance is up, the price of food, gasoline. There's so many things that we notice are cutting into our budget. And fortunately, if we still are able to pinch our pennies and stay within a budget that we've actually created that's reasonable, we can still probably be able to set a few dollars aside so that we can have an emergency fund, because so many people don't have an emergency fund. They realize it's important, but they don't seem to be able to put those dollars together. And if you look at what's coming in the world, even though we know that the government is saying they're clawing back money, they're finding waste, they're making it a better situation. And while we can approve of that and we want to make sure that the government is not being wasteful, and that gives us hope that the economy could be better, we still need to think about what could the world look like without the dollar bill. We can see that the national debt is just outrageous. And everywhere I've traveled in the world, which is extensive, people take the dollar bill. And so I've taken dollar bills overseas, spent that money, and it's still going around there. We know that many people who have entered our country, many of them are earning money and sending it back home. So we know that while we need dollars in America, we realize that the American dollars are flowing all over the world. So they can keep printing them, but still, that's another problem that we need to think about. There are common problems to disasters when people don't have enough money. What they end up doing is they get a credit card and they run up the credit card until it's full and they can't pay that credit card off. So what do? They get another credit card and they max that credit card out. And the problem becomes when they can't get any more credit, they don't have any more money, what happens then? The creditors come back. They take back the cars, they take back the boats, they take back the RVs, they take back the toys, they take back your home, they take back your property. Do you see how creditors are going to claw back? And you could put yourself into a very hardship situation. You may think, well, I rent something and I have a crummy car, but you don't want to have the day come that you don't have any credit, that you've overextended so that you can't pay your bills. Then they start doing background checks, credit checks. You can't even rent an apartment. So do you see how we are in perilous times? We need to figure out how to increase our income if you're able to. We need to figure out how to reduce our bills and live within our means and pinch our pennies. A lot of us think we can't pinch another penny, but times are getting harder. And if you look at where we were 2 or 3 years ago and where we are today, we may not have more money, but the bills have increased. And so if we look at the trajectory of that kind of economy, it's going to get harder. We need to figure out ways to preserve what we have, make the best of our dollars, and find ways to cut back. It's just something we need to do and think about as a reality check. We may not like it, but that's the reality of we still have to stretch the dollars that we have to cover all of our basic needs. And you really need to look at your each line item in your budget. Is it a want or is it a need? And you may feel like, well, I have been working so hard and I'm too tired to cook. I deserve a takeout meal. But maybe you don't deserve it because you deserve to have money put aside for the future. So, that's one of the things that we like to reward ourselves. And maybe we need to find a way to reward ourselves with something that doesn't cost money. We cannot avoid hard times. They come to everyone. All kinds of emergencies come to us individually. They come to our family. They may come to our whole community. They may come to our country and even the world. We need to be prepared for those kind of situations. And that's why I'm a prepper. I want to make sure that I'm putting aside food, water, and the daily items that I use. I want to have extras. So if prices go up, or stores are closing, or things are not available, or tariffs raise the price, or all the different things that could happen, I still have the things that I need. I can go into my stockpile, my pantry, my stash, and continue to live a day-to-day existence, making life as smooth as possible. And so if you haven't added to those stockpiles recently because you think times are harder, it might be a good idea to continue to try to add one food item. Fill up a recycled container with water. Squeeze a little less toothpaste. Pick up an extra tube when you have a chance. Look for ways to have the things that you need, because as things become harder and dollar bills become more scarce in everyone's lives, we're going to have to rely on ourselves. If we look in the past, people used to be able to come together, rely on each other. And if you look at how society is these days, that's not happening. People have become more self-centered, more selfish, more worried about themselves and not about others. They don't even care about their own town. If you look at how much trash is thrown on the streets anymore, that's something that's shocking to me. You never used to see trash thrown all over the streets, the wind blowing it hither and yon. And that, to me, shows the true decline in our civilization, in our care about where we live and the concern for others. Oh, my trash just blew in your yard. I don't care. I'm not going to pick it up. That, to me, just shows that we are looking at hard times ahead, simply because people don't even care about those basic things. I don't know. Let us know what you think about it. Are you concerned that we could run out of dollar bills? They could be harder to come by. We may need so many of them to purchase the things we need that we don't have enough. How are you feeling about the economy? I was thinking for a while every day seems a little better, but then I look at what things cost and I don't know. I still feel better about the day-to-day life right now, but I'm still concerned as things become more expensive, and we just are going to have to deal with hard times ahead. They may not be today, it could be tomorrow, and we never know when. So let's gather up our strength, put our dollars together, get some resolve to keep our lives going as smoothly as possible, bond together as preppers, and give each other support, especially through our comments and shared alliances, that we know that there are like-minded people who can help us smooth the way in an uncertain future. I hope you'll like my video, share it, please subscribe to the Alaska Granny channel.